Hello to you, I am ASMR Weetle. I hope I can help make you feel calm and relaxed today. So today I'm going to be answering your assumptions about me. Because last week I put an update asking you guys for assumptions about me. And I had a preferred minimum requirement of 10 different assumptions from 10 different people, and I've gotten assumptions from 11 different people, and some have done multiple assumptions, like 2 or 3 assumptions. So that means there are enough assumptions to justify a video, which makes me very happy actually. And of course also thankfully recently my channel has started to grow again, which I admit I am a little relieved. I mean, I'm going to continue to do content no matter what, but that stagnant week in July was slightly demotivating. Thankfully, the last week has been far better. Anyway, also, as you know, I have started doing shorts videos. Now I'm going to address something. I am going to for this week I have turned off the comments on my shorts videos, and maybe going forward I'm going to make moderation a little stricter, which means what I'm going to enable a feature that will essentially mean that comments will be sent to consideration before they can be published, because while there are many nice people and 99% of the time people are nice on my channel, sometimes in the shorts comments there are people who are either very juvenile, or there is 1 or 2 persons who have actually just posted an outright rude or cruel comment. So also I will so yeah, one of them actually got 2 answers from people I think support my channel, and well, yeah, and yeah. I think what I'm trying to say is, just to be clear, I have very thick skin, so when it comes to comments, these comments doesn't bother me much at all. But I also, as most of these comments are really just trash comments. I would never have deleted a regular critical comment that was just regularly critical, but these comments are like just smileys or just 1 or 2 words for trash comments essentially. So I see no reason to have them litter the comment section. So I'm going to make moderation a little stricter in the future, so that these trash comments does not get through anymore, because there's no reason we should. And as for but I said these comments doesn't bother me, because I said either it's very juvenile people who post them, or it's people who is just filled with bitterness and darkness in their hearts, like maybe they just feel envious or jealous of others, I don't know. Or maybe they just aren't doing great with themselves and they just have to post crap on other people's channels. I suspect they don't do it on just my channel. I suspect they do it on a lot of channels, because most likely because they just aren't very satisfied with their own lives. So yeah, or they're just trolls, I don't know. Anyway. But I prefer to keep within the light and give light and good feelings, and so I just wanted to tell my subscribers that you will not be seeing much more of these comments. No. Anyway, and most of these people do of course not watch longer videos, so we will almost never see them in the comment sections of longer videos. Almost never. No. So anyway. But also, I will also have to say that I made a poll last week, and an opinion poll, and and bloopers was the most popular alternative. followed by the Q&A, so I'm going to do a bloopers video. I have some bloopers, and I may also do a new question and answers video later sometime. I am taking into account the popularity of the various alternatives, but this week I will do outtakes and mistakes types of video. Okay, let's just get to your assumptions. And to the people who just defended me on that one comment on the short video, thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, but there's no reason to. But so I really do appreciate it. However, there's really no reason to engage too much with these people anyway. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway. Okay. So I'm going into on my phone to just go into the community session, and then into the comments of the community session. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to begin with the assumptions. So I hope you can just enjoy this video for what it is. Muddy Kid assumed you like playing games, and yes, I can confirm that is the case. I love playing video games. I play Mass Effect 2 these days, which I'm really enjoying, so yes. When I play video games, I am usually far more relaxed than I am in any other situation. You know, so yeah, I love playing video games. They make me feel really calm and good and relaxed. You know, so video games just takes my mind off everything else. Rice, beans, rock and roll. Assumed you like reading. Yes, I can confirm that I enjoy reading. I haven't read a lot recently, but I actually enjoy reading a lot. I enjoy reading the timelines and universes of own stories I have written, but I also enjoy reading other people's stories, and this can be super popular stories like Harry Potter, or just other types of stories, or just reading like articles about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, speculation, stuff like that. I enjoy reading. Reading gives me a lot. Like, to me, books and words create infinite words that are beyond. I can't explain it. Like, but are just beyond all. Or it's, I know it. Words and books are imagination, but in a way it's beyond imagination too. Yeah, you know, with words you can create entirely new universes and timelines. It's just magical what you can do with words and stories. Pippa87 assumed you're an introvert. I can confirm that. I'm an introvert. I have never been an extrovert person. I've always been very shy. But I'm not very introvert with the people I love, actually. With the people who I love, with family and close friends, I can be super talkative. I can talk a lot. But with strangers and in crowds, I am completely an introvert. You will never see me approach a random stranger and just start talking with them, because that is way outside my comfort zone. Nocturne Alley assumed I was, or said actually, I was always taught that to assume makes an ass out of you and me. That's actually very humorous. Yeah. Just to be clear, this was not an offensive comment. This was just humor, just so no one misunderstands this. It was sort of a wordplay. But the assumption was, but if I had to guess, I would think you're picky about what food you eat. Yes and no, actually. I am not super picky about the food I eat. I can eat like, junk food, like pizza, burgers and stuff like that. And I am definitely not super picky about all food I eat, but in some ways it is true. For example, Yesterday I threw away a carrot cake from the store because the carrot cake was a little burnt, a little too burnt, and I prefer if things with my food are more or less perfect. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but it has to be like at least around 99% perfect. Yeah, so yeah, it's partially true. And if I feel like there's something wrong with the food, I generally throw it away. So I'm picking that way. And I also do not eat food from a place which looks really, really filthy. I am very hygienic when it comes to food and myself in general, actually. So yeah, I always wash my hands a lot of times before I touch anything I eat. I am a germaphobe. I have phobia of germs, so I am very, very thorough when it comes to my food. So it's true in some ways what I'm picky about with food I eat, but I do not in any way have any snobbish food habits. I enjoy things like burgers, and I can even eat McDonald's foods, and so not super big in that way. Just picky in terms of what I need the food to be. How shall I put it? Okay. Yeah, what there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, Alexander Satberry. Assumed you are a fellow neurodivergent. And yes, that is true. If I'm not mistaken, a neurodivergent is someone who is different from normal. And a neurodivergent is often people who have like autism, ADHD, Tourette's, Downs, or any syndrome or any condition. I have mild autism, so yes, I am a fellow neurodivergent, and seeing as the word fellow is used there, I can see you are a neurodivergent as well, so it's cool. It's cool to sort of meet you, and it's cool to see a fellow neurodivergent. So neurodivergent is essentially a person who is different from normal, and I am definitely a very different person from normal. I am actually kind of a weirdo. You have to know, maybe some of you can see that on the videos, but you have to truly know me to know how much of a weirdo I am. I do a lot of weird stuff. Yeah, but I love being a weirdo, so it doesn't mean, so that's, I much rather be a weirdo than being normal. Yeah, no offense to normal people, just so that's clear. April Forest assumed, I feel like you loved sharks and or dinosaurs, reptiles when you were younger. Actually, when I was younger, my love for sharks has come as I became older. When I was younger, I feared sharks. Even took sharks, there is almost no sharks in Norway. There is a few, but there's not many, and most, if not all, the sharks in Norway are pretty much harmless. But because the types of sharks we have in Norway aren't the type that attacks humans. But as I grew older, I grew to love sharks. But I really feared sharks when I was young. I had nightmares about sharks. As for dinosaurs, I had never any particular strong opinion on dinosaurs, actually. But reptiles, yes, I sort of did find reptiles a little cool when I was younger. Once when I was a child, me and my family was in the zoo, and we walked through the reptile chamber, and also above some bridges, this was in Norway, just to be clear, and also above some bridges, and beneath those bridges in the zoo there was alligators or crocodiles, I'm not sure which, and I thought it was sort of cool to walk through this part of the zoo. So yes, I did actually sort of love reptiles. I mean, not love, but I thought it was cool. But I've grown to become really fond of sharks as I've grown older, and I have gotten stuffed animal sharks, and yeah, I'm just really fond of sharks now. they have become like my favorite animal. I don't want to meet a shark, but still I just find them cool. Elora Youngs assumed, I assume your favorite food is sweets. Yes, 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 sweets, cakes, muffins, everything like that is my favorite food. I mean, I can enjoy things like pizza or lasagna and stuff like that as well, but you're right. My favorite food is more or less sweets and sweet stuff. I mean, as often, if I have eaten like dinner or meat, I often have to like put a chocolate in my mouth afterwards because, just to be clear, I am not a person that overeats a lot of meat. My days doesn't go to eating a lot of meat. I eat meat occasionally, but I do not enjoy the aftertaste of neither bread nor meat. I eat them. I eat both meat and bread, but I have to always put a chocolate in my mouth or something afterwards because the aftertaste of meat just isn't good. So the chocolate is a great way to just get the taste of meat out of my mouth. But I enjoy the aftertaste of chocolate and stuff like that. Or just Tom and Jerry biscuits can also work. Just anything sweet. Peyton assumed you're an artist. In a way, I'm a writer. I love writing. You could consider that an artist. I can see how you can assume that I could be like the person that painted and did paintings, but I am not good at painting or drawing. So I am not, but I am a very creative person. So if you consider writers artists, then yes, I'm an artist. I have entire universes and timelines in my head. I have not yet shared those with anyone, but and entire stories, like I have like centuries of history of universes I've constructed in my head. Like, for example, this one science fiction universe I have constructed in my head, and I have some of it I've written. I have written centuries of that timeline, literally. So yeah, I'm an artist in a way, and I'm also an ASMR artist, of course, which you probably know. All of you are watching. But thank you for the assumption. And Nika Musaraj assumed, I assume you have a profession related to kids education, cause I can really see you as a dear and patient teacher to the little ones. No, I do not have a profession related to kids education, but I thank you for what you could see me do that. I appreciate the kind words there. I would probably try to be patient, very patient, but I don't do well with crowds, and I'm not sure I would do well in a classroom with lots of screaming and crowds, and when it comes to the situation in schools in Norway, I have sort of deteriorated a little recently. Like, many teachers have felt like they don't have the respects of the students anymore, because there have been some nasty incidents on children and youth schools recently. So I don't think I could go into that, but I could perhaps be a teacher for older people, like people who were more college and stuff like that, and I would try to be patient and kind, but I am not sure I would do well with children or kids, to be honest, as a teacher. But I do have the patience, yeah, and I will always be kind to people, yeah. Like, I will never be, I will, yeah. But the thing is, when you have to sort of create order in the classroom, you have to be a little strict at times. And while I can be strict, I'm not sure I could sort of shout enough to create order in the classroom. I'm not saying it's a good thing to shout too much, because it isn't, but You know what I mean. So I'm not sure how it would be, but maybe I could be a teacher to people who were like more like 18 years and older, because that might be easier to me. But yeah. So yeah. Also, actually, when my mom was young, a lot of people actually assumed she could have become a teacher. So, and many people have, and some have even predicted that my sister could have become a teacher. So, the whole teacher thing is apparently a thing in my family. But again, thank you for your assumption. Thank you for your assumption. Ashley asked, I assume you were a person who is spiritual and grounds himself with nature and is very wise, who loves the search. That was multiple assumptions, so I'm going to take one. As for the spiritual bit, yes, I am very spiritual. I try to preserve the light in me at all costs. And yes, I can feel human emotions. I acknowledge them. They're a part of life, they're a part of being human. But I choose the light and good parts of myself. You know, I can be upset at the greed in the world and all the cruelty of certain humans, but I believe that the word is most humans in the world have good in them. There are a few who may not have much good in them, but I assume, I go with the assumption that most people have in the world have good in them, and I forgive the people who hurt others, even if that can be difficult at times. Because I don't think, because the people who does cruel things to others, obviously there are things inside them that makes them do that. Maybe their lives hasn't been great, or maybe they're bitter, or maybe they're just cruel and lacks empathy. It can be a number of reasons. But whatever it is, the reasons for who those persons are exist inside of them. I can see the flaws of the world very clearly, actually. I am not blind to those, I can see them. But I choose to focus on the good in the world, and I choose to keep hope for humanity. And humanity's future. And those I choose to be spiritual and light. As for if I ground myself with nature, yes and no. I mean, I'm not. I live in a suburban area and in a valley part of Norway, which has a lot of nature. When I look out the window, I'm literally looking at trees and forests. You know, I live in the outskirts of a quaint town, I'd say, and in a very quaint suburban area, and there is like a lot of green and forests. It's like this valley place, if you get what I mean. Yeah. So when I look over to, I have a view from my house, so I can look over to the other side of the valley, and I look, you know, at the other side of the valley, it's literally just a bunch of trees and forests. Yeah, it's not an urban concrete area. It's like a forest idyllic area. It's a beautiful place to live in. I feel really lucky and privileged to be able to live in such a beautiful place. And you know, and even the neighborhood I live in is sort of surrounded by a few trees and forests, because this area lies at the very outskirts of the woods or the forest. So I'm really grateful for where I live. From here I can see over to the other side, and there on the other side I can see the train track, you know, where the train runs. And then above that, some beautiful fields, farming fields, where some beautiful farming fields, where yeah, you know, some beautiful green fields, where you know, which some farmers own. And above us fields are a bunch of trees and forests. It's beautiful here on sunny days. And also in Christmas time, when it's snow, it becomes this magical winter wonderland. You know, when I'm talking about it now, I realize how privileged I am to be able to live here. where I live, to live in with such good living conditions, and in such a beautiful place, and in a quaint, peaceful suburban area, and just just it just makes me grateful, really. I know what, and especially when I know what I want everyone to have great living standards in the world, but I know what is the case, so it makes me grateful, especially when I know that there are people in the world who does not live in the best conditions, and I don't want that to be the case. I want everyone to live in good conditions. But yeah, but when I talk about it, it just gives me perspective of how lucky I am to live in Norway, The assumption also called me very wise. A lot of people, I do not like to call myself wise because it sounds so arrogant to call myself wise, but I guess I have a certain wisdom. I know that a lot of people around me consider me wise, or a lot of people talk to me consider me wise, but I won't call myself wise, because I believe that if I started to believe that I was super wise and that I had all the answers, I would lose my wisdom, because a wise person knows that you do not know everything, and I know that too. I do not know everything, and I can always learn new things. Persons who believe that they know everything are not wise, and I will never. So I am always open to learning new things, and always open for. But I am absolutely not right about everything. But I believe I have a certain spirit of wisdom to an extent, at least. But I believe there are many persons in the world who are wise than me too. So yeah, but I think that's how I would put it. As for if I love desserts, yes, that assumption is correct. I do not eat a lot of dessert. No, actually, I sort of do eat a lot of desserts. I eat muffins and cakes. Yeah, I love desserts. I definitely love desserts. I sometimes also eat chocolate pudding, and yeah, and and on New Year's Eve I eat pears. Is that the English word for this fruit or vegetable? Pears with cream as dessert. So yes, I love desserts. Okay, the final assumption is from Morning X Glory. I think you enjoy learning about geography. I actually enjoy history, and I think the English word for this would be social sciences, which means essentially I enjoy history and learning about society and politics. And geography is sort of part of that, but I have never been super enthusiastic about where the various countries are. I mean, I know basic stuff like that Australia is in the, it lies in, I know basic stuff like the world parts, and that Australia is in Oceania, and in the southeastern part of the world, and that Japan is an island in the east, and that America in the west, and Norway is in the north, and stuff like that. I have seen a map, but I don't know the details of where every country is located, So yeah, I am actually not a geography person, but I know some of it because of my interest in society, politics, and history. So it's partially true. And when the assumption goes on, and you have a very creative mind. Yes, that is true. I have a super creative mind. I am always imagining new things I can do with ASMR, or things I can write, new timelines, new universes. My mind just never stops. I'm not sure if that's a positive thing or not, but it's like my mind is just turned on constantly. Maybe it's because I have mild autism, I don't know. It's like my mind just keeps going. going. Maybe that's also why I'm so talkative, because my mind just never stops. Even when I sleep, I have to sort of force my mind to calm down, because my mental energy is just almost always on, no matter what situation I'm on, pretty much. So it's super difficult for me to just stop. So sometimes when I relax and watch ASMR videos, even when sometimes my mind just continues to go and I have to sort of force myself to calm it down. It can be a little difficult at times, but there's just always this enthusiasm inside of me. The final assumption is, for some reason, I think your favorite colors are green and purple. You are right about green. Green is my favorite color, especially the brighter shades of green. Light green, I love green. Purple, my other favorite color is blue, and I can love both light blue, like sky blue, but also deeper sea type of blue, and deeper sea type of blue. A deeper sea type of blue is almost purple, so it's not entirely incorrect, and I do appreciate the purple color. But my favorite colors are green and blue. Okay, that should be all the assumptions, I suspect. Yes. Yes. That was all the assumptions. Okay, thank you so much for writing these assumptions, and thank you for watching. And just know this, I am doing great these days. I am happy, and just to be clear, your continued support means a lot to me, and it does motivate me that my channel has started to grow again. Just so if anyone wonders how I'm doing, I am doing very good, and I hope all of you are doing great as well. I hope you all continue to have a great summer, and I wish you all a great day and great week. Thank you.